We continue our look today at the return of tourism in Niagara Falls with Niagara Parks CEO David Adams. David, right off the top, you open a brand new historic attraction next week, the Niagara Parks Power Station.
Yes, we're very proud of this project. It's the adaptive reuse of the former Canadian Niagara Power Station, now to be called the Niagara Parks Power Station. So we're opening stage 1, which is the daytime tours on Friday, July 30th. It's been a great journey. Many contractors working on this project, many Niagara Parks staff, and our minister, the Honorable Lisa MacLeod, along with our board chair, Sandy Bellows, will be doing the official ribbon cutting next week, and then the doors open to the public on July 30th.
This power station operated for over 100 years from 1905 to 2006.
It sure did. And you have to think back to the late 19th century when this new thing called electricity was being discussed. And then there was this competition in the Niagara corridor to build a hydro station. So you had them on both sides of the border. We have 3 decommissioned hydro plants at Niagara Park. So this is the first one that we're doing the adaptive reuse, opening as an attraction. But what's unique about it is everything that was left, it's intact. We're showcasing the architecture of the building. For 100 years, it generated power. It led to the industrialization of Southern Ontario and Western New York. So hydro is a huge part of Niagara's history today and its future going forward.
60,000 square feet of space, 65-foot high ceilings, very impressive.
It sure is. We call that the Cathedral of Power, the generator floor. You can see it as my backdrop today. So we know when visitors enter the building, they're going to be in awe when they see, again, the generator hall. We have a model that our sister agency, Science North, built for us that really explains how the station actually worked. And then, stage 2, we're going to open on Friday, September 3rd. That's going to be an evening sound and light and immersive show. It will be spectacular to bring the power station to life in a whole new way.
What is the status of some of the other attractions, the zip line, the aero car, etc.?
Everything is now open, so we're under step 3 of the provincial roadmap to reopening. So we've opened, the Butterfly Conservatory was one of our last attractions to open, but Journey Behind the Falls, the Aero Car, Whitewater Walk, and of course our partners, Niagara City Cruises, Wild Play Niagara Falls, they're open. So the boat is sailing, the zip line's open, the aerial adventure course. And earlier on, our golf course is open. So they were one of the first, like it was in 2020.
We've had one weekend now since stage 3 was instituted. How were the crowds during this past weekend?
It was a good weekend, and that's what we're seeing. The visitation pattern is weekends are busy. Now, this past weekend, Saturday, was a rainy day. Nonetheless, with the guests staying in hotels, they ventured out for our various guest experiences. Sunday was busier with people returning to the trails and doing some picnicking and cycling.
David, it's important for Niagara tourism to also be welcoming guests during the weekdays. What has been the trend so far?
So the midweek is typically quieter. So we're seeing the day trippers coming out of primarily the Greater Toronto Hamilton area. And then weekends, we're seeing more of the overnight stays in commercial accommodation. So, and that was very similar to 2020. So what we expect when the border is open and we see our American friends return, we'll probably fill in some of those midweek days with more American visitors. We expect that to ramp up, if you will. So I think when the border first opens, it'll be those who are double vaccinated, have proof of that vaccination. So I think later summer, fall, we'll see even more American visitors come back.
Speaking of the border reopening, August 9th is the target date. Are you targeting being able to bring back more employees on that date?
This has been one of the great challenges of COVID, the impact on our staff. We're thrilled to have more team members back. As you know, many people have been with Niagara Parks for significant parts of their careers, many for decades. So it's been hard this past year. And for those of us who worked in tourism most of our careers, I'm a little over 30 years now, most of my time in tourism. Same with our associates and team members here at Niagara Parks. They're dedicated employees, so we're very proud to have them back. They are very excited to be back and welcoming guests.